In 9 AD, 3 Roman legions marched into the forests of Germania, led by Varus, proud and disciplined. But Arminius, a former ally, led a devastating ambush. Nearly 20,000 Romans perished, 3 legions vanished from history. Worse, the sacred eagle standards, the soul of Rome, were lost. Augustus was shattered, crying, "Varus, give me back my legions." The hunt for the lost eagles became Rome's obsession. The world, and Rome, would never be the same. To grasp Rome's obsession, we must understand the Aquilae, the eagle standard. For Romans, the eagle was the legion's spirit, its honor, its connection to the gods. Each legion had one carried by the Aquilofer and guarded like a holy relic. Losing it was the ultimate disgrace, worse than death. A legion without its eagle was dissolved, its survivors shamed for life. In battle, the eagle was the rallying point, the beacon in chaos. Its loss meant the gods had abandoned Rome. The eagle was psychological warfare. Its presence inspired awe and fear. It declared Roman authority wherever it went. Soldiers swore oaths on it, would die to protect it. When Varus lost 3 eagles, it was a triple sacrilege. The Germanic tribes understood their value. They displayed the eagles as trophies, not for gold, but for glory. For Rome, this was intolerable. The captured eagles were a public humiliation, a challenge to Rome's destiny. The universe felt wrong, and Rome was determined to set it right. The eagles had to be recovered, whatever the cost. The fate of the legions and the empire's honor depended on it. The quest for the eagles became a national obsession. Rome would not rest until the cosmic order was restored. The mission to restore Rome's honor fell to Germanicus Julius Caesar. Charismatic, skilled, and beloved, Germanicus was seen as the hero who could erase the Varus disaster. In 14 AD, he launched massive campaigns into Germania, leading 8 legions across the Rhine. This was no mere raid, it was a full-scale invasion, a quest for vengeance and redemption. Germanicus aimed to punish the tribes and recover the lost eagles. His campaigns were brutal, villages burned, lands devastated, enemies hunted. In 15 AD, he reached the Teutoburg Forest, the site of Rome's greatest defeat. The ground was littered with bones and broken weapons, a graveyard of Roman ambition. Soldiers buried their fallen comrades, finding skulls nailed to trees and altars of sacrifice. It was a scene of horror, but also of resolve. Germanicus renewed his vow. He would not rest until Rome's honor was restored. The search for the eagles became personal, a matter of national pride. Every step into Germania was a step toward redemption. The campaign was relentless, the stakes cosmic. The lost eagles were more than trophies, they were the key to Rome's soul. Germanicus's quest would define an era. The world watched as Rome fought to reclaim its destiny. The hunt for the eagles was far from over. In 15 AD, Germanicus's campaign struck gold, literally. The Romans recovered the first lost eagle, that of the 19th Legion. A soldier finds the glint of gold amid chaos, a triumphant shout echoes. News raced back, igniting celebrations. Rome's reach was long, its memory longer. The universe was still out of balance, but Rome had taken its first step toward restoring order. In 16 AD, Germanicus pressed deeper into Germania, culminating in the Battle of the Weser River. Here, the Romans finally faced Arminius in open battle, and won decisively. The Germanic forces were routed, Arminius barely escaped. In the aftermath, Roman commander Lucius Stertinius led a raid against the Cherusci, Arminius's own tribe. There, he recovered the eagle of the 18th Legion. This was a sweet victory, reclaiming a standard from the very tribe that had humiliated Rome. The news electrified Rome. 2 of the 3 lost eagles were home. Germanicus's popularity soared. He was hailed as the hero who avenged the dead and restored Roman honor. Yet, the final eagle, that of the 17th Legion, remained lost. The cost of the campaigns was mounting. Thousands of men lost in storms and battle. Emperor Tiberius, wary of Germanicus's rising fame and the mounting toll, decided enough was enough. he recalled Germanicus, declaring Roman honor satisfied. The cosmic quest was cut short, but the legend of the lost eagles endured. The border was set at the Rhine, and the search for the final eagle was put on hold. Rome's obsession, however, was far from over. Why did Rome risk so much for these eagles? The answer: power, psychology, and propaganda. The eagles were more than symbols, they were proof of Rome's divine right to rule. Their loss was a constant reminder that Rome could be beaten, inspiring resistance among the tribes. Reclaiming them was essential to demoralize enemies and restore the myth of Roman invincibility. For emperors, recovering the eagles was a political necessity, a way to legitimize their rule and erase the stain of defeat. When Tiberius recalled Germanicus, he tried to close the book on the disaster. He staged a grand triumph in Rome, parading the two recovered eagles through the streets, but the third eagle remained missing, a loose thread in Rome's tapestry. The Rhine became the empire's border for centuries, a line between two worlds. The quest for the eagles was paused, but not forgotten. The story of the lost standards haunted Rome's imagination. The empire's honor still demanded closure. The final chapter was yet to be written. Rome's destiny hung in the balance. For 25 years, the third eagle remained lost, a ghost haunting Rome. Germanicus was gone and the empire moved on, but the missing standard was unfinished business. In 41 AD, under Emperor Claudius, General Publius Gabinius Secundus campaigned against the Chauci tribe. In a limited operation, Gabinius achieved what Germanicus could not. He recovered the eagle of the 17th Legion. The 32-year saga was over. The last ghost of Teutoburg was laid to rest. Claudius seized the moment, celebrating the recovery as a political triumph. He issued coins and took the title Imperator, linking the victory to his own power. The return of the final eagle brought closure to Rome. The cosmic balance was restored. All three lost souls were home. The humiliation of 9 AD was finally avenged. The eagles were placed in the temple of Mars Ultor, symbols of Roman persistence and redemption. They stood as testaments to the empire's ultimate triumph. The story had a happy ending. Rome's honor was restored. The lost eagles were no longer symbols of defeat, but of victory. The saga was complete. The saga of the lost eagles reshaped the relationship between Rome and Germania. Germanicus's campaigns devastated the region, breaking Arminius's coalition and weakening the tribes. Tiberius's decision to halt the conquest and fortify the Rhine set the border for centuries. The dream of conquering Germania died, replaced by a heavily guarded frontier. On one side, Roman cities and legions, on the other, forests and tribes. This division shaped Europe's map and identity. Over time, the border became a zone of trade, cultural exchange, and occasional conflict. Germanic warriors served Rome, Roman goods flowed east. Yet the memory of Varus and the lost eagles left a legacy of mistrust. Germania remained a place of danger for Rome, and Rome a looming presence for the tribes. The border, once solid, became a gateway for migration and invasion. The Varus disaster didn't subjugate Germania, it forged a powerful identity in opposition to Rome. This dynamic would echo through the centuries, shaping the fate of empires. The story of the lost and recovered eagles is more than military history, it's a lesson in the power of symbols. For Rome, it became an epic of disaster, vengeance, and redemption, immortalized by Tacitus. The tale shaped Roman identity, teaching the dangers of hubris and the value of perseverance. Centuries later, the story was reborn in Germany, where Arminius became a symbol of national unity and resistance. The battle's meaning shifted. Roman defeat became German freedom. In the 19th century, the Hermannsdenkmal statue cemented Arminius as a national hero. The same event inspired both Roman pride and German nationalism. Today, archaeologists uncovered the battle's reality: Roman armor, weapons, and sandals mixed with Germanic artifacts. The saga reminds us that history is shaped by stories as much as by armies. A few lost eagles became cosmic symbols, defining nations and borders. The legacy of Teutoburg still echoes in Europe's identity. The power of myth endures long after the armies are gone. The lost eagles of Rome will never be forgotten.